He was created before Adam. Therefore, Adam was the new kid on the block. And yet he could not accept him. He could not submit. If he would have submitted himself totally to Adam, if he had bowed down to Adam, not to his physical being, but to bow down to that Allah Almighty had put in him, bow down at Allah Almighty's house, to accept the hospitality at Allah Almighty's house, to be fed in Allah Almighty's house, to be given wisdom at Allah Almighty's house, to be raised at Allah Almighty's house. We don't get it. And so our life, because we don't bow down totally to that Allah Almighty has ordered us to bow down to, we say shapes and form. I'll be doggone if I'm going to bow down to Adam. He's from clay. I'm from fire. I'm better than him. I'm swifter than him. I was here before him. Look at this. From that time, Allah Almighty has allowed, this is Allah's mercy. Allah is something we can't even, there's no imagination for Allah Almighty. There's nothing of human knowledge that can come close to understanding what Allah Almighty is, except through ourselves. Allah allowed him to be created before Adam, and Allah sent 124,000 prophets, and he was around each one of them. No matter if they were major or minor, he was around each one of them. He was around each one of their disciples. He was around each one of their companions. He was around each one of the believers. He was around each one of the sincere ones. And he still has not learned that there is no God but Allah Almighty. And the Prophet Muhammad is the representative and the heart of Allah Almighty that's in all the prophets. He was telling them to bow down to that one who I'm saying, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. I'm sending his light first, then I'm going to send his physical being later. That's how bad he is. There are 7 billion people on the planet. Please wake up. If you need to sleep, go make wudu. Shaitan comes to sleeping people. There are 7 billion people on the planet. And Allah Almighty says, I created the heavens and the earth. Everything between. If we ever look up in the sky and see stars, we always wonder, starlight, star bright, I'll make this wish tonight or whatever. It's a reason for that. Each star that we see in the sky represent a human being on earth. Look for your stars in the sky. Look for your reality in the heavens. Your reality is not on earth. Every time somebody is born, there's a star to represent that newborn. When Isa ibn Maryam was born, they saw his star. They were coming from east to west, north to south. It was a star they had never seen before. That was a sign that Herod's kingdom was about to come down. He had saw that in a dream. Where does the moon get its light? Get its light from the sun. Where do the stars get their lights? They get it from the sun. There's only one light. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. The only light. The only light. Shaitan must know, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Now, after we have been here. Shaitan is still Shaitan. But here's the thing. That's why these times are different. This is the last of the 124,000 times that Adam and Eve and that we have presented ourselves. If our soul has no beginning and has no end, you think that we just been in existence just to come and this time? See, because the worst sin is memory. We have forgotten who we are and whose we are. If you can remember who you are, you would go back 124,000 times of 124,000. That's why Allah says, Calvin Mukman Beit Allah. The heart of the believer is the house of Allah Almighty. You will find me home with my servants. That's where you're going to find me. It always was and always will be. Shaitan and got us abused and beat down so much that we look at each other and say, I don't know myself. I don't love myself. I don't respect myself. If somebody look like me, I don't respect them and love them either. But it's something we feel when we're in Allah's house. But because we don't know who we are and whose we are and where we are, Shaitan whispers like he did around the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He was telling them, he's not a prophet, he's possessed. Don't listen to him. You around him and say, what this man, look, what? He's got to be a crazy man. He must have invented all of this. Don't you know the same thing happened around the people that were around his Sahabas? And it's happening now. It always has happened. That's a sign that someone is on the way of Allah Almighty. When our mentality be saying, Shaitan be saying, don't listen to them. They tripping. They slipping. They dipping. They flipping. They put their pants on just like you do. That's the whole appeal. To let us know we may reach that's unreachable. They can put on theirs like this, I can put on mine like this. That is the whole point. The simplicity. And we don't get it. We don't get it. Even the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, because Allah was writing La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and he is the heart of Allah Almighty. He is the light of Allah Almighty. He had to bear witness to himself, else he would have been an unbeliever. He had to love himself, or he would have been an unbeliever. He had to listen to himself, or he would have been an unbeliever. He had to follow himself. That's the whole reality of all those that are connected to their hearts. They have to follow themselves. They have to follow what they say. They have to guard what they do. They live their lives as if they can see Allah. And even if they don't see Allah, they know that Allah sees them. So ain't no hiding and backsliding and lying and dipping and slipping and flipping for them. That's not their reality. They face everything. If they fall and say, oh my Lord, forgive me, help me. I don't want you to see me like this. I don't want to see myself like this. Help me. Instead of hiding and then defending it. No, I ain't do that. You didn't see me, so I ain't do it.